Now, I want to ask you about this, Sheila, and I say so out of respect. There's a lady who writes or used to write for the Turnbull Times, but apparently she is not woke enough to work for the Turnbull Times anymore because she has an outrageous opinion that women are women. Here's what she says.
At The Guardian, definitely the line was very much the mantra, you know, trans rights are human rights and trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are non-binary people. All of that's fine. I mean, to which I would answer, and women's rights are human rights and children's rights are human rights. And sometimes we just have to negotiate how we deal with all these different rights. That's what we do.
Oh, how shocking. How dare she say such things? Now, Gary, we saw that at Penguin Publishing, there are people who want Jordan Peterson's book pulped, and these are people who work for a publishing company. There are people who worked at the New York Times who got the boss of their opinion section to quit because they didn't like a sitting senator writing something pro-Trump in the opinion columns. Now, it's easy for us to sit here, bash the woke, roll our eyes at the stupidity of things, but these people get results. They're getting results. And where are the adults saying no?
Yeah, Paul, I just feel in so many ways we're so poorly led. There is so little character and value being applied to a lot of this. And I often talk about the Emperor's New Clothes, you know, the whole Hans Christian Andersen story about the naked king walking around because he'd been conned by some con men that he was wearing a fine new suit, and then a child pointed out he's starkers. And we have got these Emperor New Clothes issues everywhere. Look, what goes on in people's pants and people's bedrooms is essentially their business. I think we spend too much time talking about it, but you know, so I've got friends who are who are, you know, two blokes who are married, you know, so that is their business. I like them both, so why do I have a problem with it? It's their business. But it is not my business to know how people, what people's genitalia is. If they want to identify as a woman, go for it. Have a nice time. But you know, this enforcement, Paul, I think I said it to you years ago on this program, back in the fledgling days of Paul Murray Live. What is that, a decade ago? You know, the growth industry in Australia are people... That's right, it was. The growth industry in Australia are people who want to be offended on behalf of others. Well, that industry is still very strong. It's still really vital, and it's now materialised in this kind of what you thought was up is now down. In fact, it's actually sideways, and we have this completely bizarre, crazy world going on. And you know what, mate? There's a whole lot of naked people out there involved in all of this. There's a lot of emperors with no clothes. We need to get ourselves back to the things that built this country in the way it was. You're right, we can call out the woke, we can roll our eyes, but mate, look, seriously, we need to get real, and we need to get on with the job of building this country, growing the economy, using our coal, building water, putting dams where and when we want them to grow our regional areas. Instead, we've got this kind of managing our decline philosophy amongst the public sector at federal, state and local government. This is just not what will make Australia great again. Simple.